Peng is the most destructive tropical cyclone. Now it's Typhoon Yolanda. Okay, so next slide, please. So this is the another tropical cyclone statistic. Disastrous tropical cyclone, Pepeng, Pidring, Frank, Typhoon Juan. Ito po yung Yolanda. Maximum gustiness of more than 285 kph. Next slide, please. So these are the tropical cyclone track from 1948 to 2013. Wala na makita sa Pilipinas. Next slide, please. So this is the average tropical cyclone track. Note that in January, we don't have much tropical cyclone. Ayan, even in February, wala, medyo nakakapagpahinga tayo. In March, it is the beginning of the increased number of tropical cyclone. Next. And then in April, these are the average tropical cyclone track. In May, in June, next. So in July, in August, and September, and for October, November, and December. Next, mamaya papakita ko sa inyo yung tropical cyclone forecast for the next coming month. So what do we have in Pag-asa? We have rainfall warning levels advisory, alert, and emergency available in our website. It is disseminated through SMS and through the internet. Next slide, please. Wala na akong panahon. Okay, we also have thunderstorm warning information. Nagagawa namin to. We could do this because of our radar capability. Now we have we have many radars, brand new operating and sustained operation. Next slide, please. And this is how we disseminate the information that we got. Next slide, please. And this is the classification of tropical cyclone. Remember that we don't have an official super typhoon. We only have 3 tropical cyclone categories, or classification. Super typhoon was coined by the Joint Typhoon Warning, JTWC. Okay. In Japan, they call that a super typhoon when the wind speed is more than 200 kph. From 200 kph and higher. Next. And this is the tropical cyclone naming. Meron na kaming set. We already have a set of names ready for each tropical cyclone. So you find your name there. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. These are the warning highlights. Severe weather bulletin, we issue that. There are 4 warning signal number. Each number is based on equivalent expected wind that a tropical cyclone might affect to a location. Lead time, approximate time that a tropical cyclone wind is expected to be felt in our location. Okay, when any public storm warning signal number is put in effect for the first time, the corresponding met condition are not yet prevailing over the locality. Meron warning malayo pa, mga 18 hours lead time. Next. So now I move on to our main product, the seasonal climate outlook. I don't know how this will help you, but our clients are mostly in agricultural sector, the power generators, the water managers, and others. Okay, next slide, please. What we could offer is that we could describe the next season, weather system that might affect the country during the period from November to April. How does it behaves? You know, just like the onset of the rainy season, it does not, the onset varies from year to year. It might be earlier or it might be later. So next slide, please. So remember that, I would like you to remember that we express our classification of the rainfall based on the color. So it will be easier for the public to understand. we only have 4 colors. Yellow and red means below normal rainfall. Green is near normal, and blue is above normal. Next slide, please. So this is our rainfall forecast for November. This is the average wind direction, and this is the forecast wind direction. And these are the included in this slide is the rainfall forecast. This is the normal rainfall for each month, and this is how we interpret those information. So the red means way below normal, yellow means below normal, green near normal, and blue is above normal. Next slide, please. So we also come up with analysis of what kind of rainfall we expect for November against the rainfall that we observed last November, the previous year. So it will be easier for you to understand. So what I could show is that there are many red colors here or amber colors that tells us that the expected rainfall is below than what we have experienced last November 2013. Okay? Mas kukunti ang rainfall that we expect in most parts of the Philippines. Next slide. So, those information, click. It goes all the way to April. So that is the season. That is how we describe the season in terms of rainfall. Next. Click. Click. And this is January. Next. And this is for February. Note that most part of Luzon is expected to have below normal rainfall. Next. And that is slightly higher than the rainfall that we experienced last February. Next. And then this is for March. Next. And then next. This is for April. Okay. Next. Next. And this is the summary of the rainfall forecast from November to April. So it's quite different if we are to look at the forecast for the rainy season. This forecast is for the dry season of the Philippines. Next. And we update this information every month. For those people who are interested in knowing how much rainfall do we expect for each provinces of the Philippines, that is available. The information is available. Minimum, maximum, and mean. Next. So para if you would like to calculate how much moisture will be retained on the soil, this information are extremely useful. Next. In terms of categorizing the rainfall, ayan na po, for each provinces in the Philippines. Next slide, please. And for number of wet days, siguro magiging useful din to sa inyo. Note that as we move from November to January, there is a decreasing number of wet days in the western side of the Philippines. And while on the eastern side of the Philippines, ayan, medyo maraming rainfall. Okay? I mean, what we mean is that yung araw na may ulan, the day with rainfall. So we count that and we predict how many days with rainfall. Next. And we also come up with a summary for each region in the Philippines for the number of wet days, minimum, maximum, and mean. Okay, next. And then we also come up with forecast for each dam or major monitored dams in Luzon. Yan po, in terms of millimeter of rainfall. Next. And then over the rainfall over the watershed. So this is extremely useful for water managers. Next slide, please. So makikita ninyo dyan, yung Angat Dam. It has been subject of the media news report recently. This is the forecast rainfall for major river basin. Okay, there are major river basin that sometimes get flooded or umaakyat ang level. Next slide. And then we come up with the summary for each region in terms of rainfall. And for Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. For a quick look. Next slide. And then we have a customized information for each provinces. This map gives you the details of rainfall over a region. Okay? Pag tiningnan nyo kasi yung mga summary, hindi masyado malinaw. But if you are a governor or a mayor, you would like to see the distribution of rainfall over the entire region. Okay, next slide please. This is for Luzon. Wala na, tapos na. Thank you.